Alright then, we are back. Last time we tried to declare war on Josie and it did not go very well. I'm going to need to prepare better this time in fighting Josian. Right, let me check them. Right, swap to shuffle. Because otherwise it's going to be mainly just the same 4 songs over and over again. Which can be a bit annoying. At the very least, this promise is going to go down low enough for me to be able to subjugate the clan. But that's something that's going to occur later on. Yeah, this province certainly could use better communication. Goes right to Satsui, which heads to Phison because Phison has only 2 days because I built a capital there. I should get better roads in both cities. Especially since Satsui is one of the sources of leather production. Okay, that should be good for now. More administrators. There also seems to be a war between 2 great powers, but if you were to actually look at it, Jaunpur is trying to get his independence from Delhi. Jaunpur is big enough to be considered 5th great power, because it has over 3,000 dev. Delhi itself only had barely over 1,000. It's all of its subjects that get it so much. 2 of them already have maxed out liberty desires. Bengal happens to be allied with Delhi, which is why they're helping. Theoretically, I could intervene, but why would I do that? I also lost a missionary right before one finished. Oh, isn't that lucky? Couldn't they have waited a couple months, religious head, before passing away? Certainly would have been helpful. And we're back at the stability again. And apparently I got another zealous religious head. Yep. So for the moment, the plan on technology is to just keep going, grabbing technology over and over again, up until the point where the tech penalty for non-bracing enlightenment hits its max value of 50%, which will happen in about 20 years, a little over 20 years. When that occurs, I will start focusing again on other things like annexing Ashikaga, filling out idea groups again, etc. Doesn't really matter to me, actually. They picked Metalworks. Huh. So Kawaji's grown big enough for a workshop. No, there's no room for that. None for that. Oh, right. Build warehouse districts wherever I can. You know what, let's put up the special map mode. Actually, I don't need a special map mode. Let's just see if there's any regular trade goods. Any tier 2 or tier 3 trade goods that don't actually have a warehouse district present. This province has silk, so obviously I should improve that. This province has metalworks, so yeah. This province now has that. That's not a production good, that's a... well, hunting, I guess. These two as well, and is there anything else that I've missed? Does not look like it, okay. If I did end up missing one, then it's because it's not anywhere nearby, so... ah. I should get that set up. No, quit asking to increase autonomy almost everywhere. I would not give that. All those provinces are just way, way too valuable for me to just let go of them. Heck, Dunba hasn't even fully recovered from the last time you asked. So what were these two provinces building again? Warehouse districts, okay. Oh, I did forget something. There we go. That's most of my own force limit, so that's... Okay, my force limit has increased quite a bit since the last time I checked. In fact, I think all my colonization of Manchuria is actually decreasing my dev level since it's, well, directly under my control. Kind of. Sort of. Or it depends on whether you count trade companies as subjects or part of yourself, just under a different form. Besides, it's not like you can just build trade companies everywhere. Ooh, I can get my last point of legitimacy back. It's only 10 ducats. I earn over 300 a month. Over 350 per month now. Okay, almost exactly 350 per month. Silk. Nice. Wonder how my production bonuses are at the moment. Some silk and some leather. I don't have enough China ware for a special bonus. Sure, this one's half off. And will get me more diplomatic points. I'm definitely going to need to start stockpiling up as many points as I can manage. Before techs just become too expensive to handle. Besides, a new tech level comes every 10 years, which is quite fast. Huh. Sansui. Sansiu. Didn't this happen before? Oh wait, isn't this is this another one of those provinces that has two? CS isn't decent enough for... Yeah, it is, but I'd rather wait until it gets to much lower levels of autonomy. Definitely build a renowned university here. Over here, I'm not so sure if that's a good idea. It should be fine. Besides, this province could definitely use a bit more gravity again. Deny aid. It doesn't give me anything. Let's see what happens. I'll just congratulate him. I don't feel the need to. Okay, nothing happened. Probably. Something changed. Maybe? I guess not. Yeah, these provinces haven't finished building the warehouses, so I probably should wait. You know, now I'm starting to wonder, how much money am I putting into the court every month, year? 700 ducats. Okay, that is actually quite a bit of money. I think it's around 60 ducats per month or so. What about education? 240, so 20 ducats per month. Yeah, I definitely can afford to increase it. I'll have the money to endow a bit more later. Oh well, I'll deal with it later. Yeah, income dropped by about 40 tokens per month. I figured that would happen. Based upon the increase in cost of education predicted. Yeah, they're done. Okay. So the ones of them that can take it, I'll put warehouse district in. What's there? Right, okay, so this province could use a better road network. Of course, the focus should be on luxury goods first, so... Yep. Unzia. I don't know why you have silk, but you have a huge amount of urban production skills. Let's get you a town hall. You do have good enough communication to be able to handle a university or two, so that's going to be planned in the future. It is also, this is also, the temple is also a very cheap way to get a little bit more urban gravity out of provinces. Helps keep unrest down too. which is always nice. Although be careful not to build in areas that are, well, wrong religion. Okay, so these are all correct religion, so that's good. That should have swapped by now. I guess it might be a bit bugged. Oh well. There we go, there's a road there. So this heads to Okinawa, which has a very good trading harbor. Thanks, Ryukaiyu, for making enough money to build this. I figured most of the... Yeah. Okay, that one goes straight to capital, but these two here go to Okinawa. For some reason, this province right here goes straight to the capital, so... It is what it is. What? Dominant center of production? Dominant center of trade? How dare they? Jeez, they almost have 1,000,000 people in their capital. Okay, I guess that's how they manage that. Yeesh. Guess maybe I should invest into my capital again. Hmm. Well, it's doing good enough for the time being. It's not like... Yeah, investing into more population isn't going to give me that much more wealth anyway, since it already peaked in usefulness for, well, all buildings anyway. The best I can do is just to try to get the continental center of art, which might not be the best idea since the current one happens to be closer to Europe, and I'd rather it spread. The casual literacy get to, well, rather that casual literacy gets to China sometime soon. And the centers of art will help with that. However, there's also the possibility that it will actually slow down the spread of stuff like globalized trade and manufacturers outside of the Far East. It will slow it down because now it's even further to the east. So that's something I need to keep in mind. I'll just take the 5 prestige hit and move on. You know what, just take the cash, I don't care. Hmm. There, 4,000. What now? I'll take the small prestige buff, thank you very much. that's about half of what I earned in a month, so colonial enthusiasm it is. I should at the very least try to get a paved road network over through here. Especially since this is actually a pretty valuable trade province that could develop into a small... that could be pretty easily developed into a small city. Actually, it would be preferable to do this one because... where does this go? Kungari, and this goes to Kizi, doesn't it? Yep. This goes straight to Nurgan, but Baijin relies on Amgun, so... right? Yeah. So, if I do it here, it will actually improve 2 provinces instead of 1. Start from the center, move outwards, because the center is the one that's everything else relies on. And since I've already improved infrastructure to a massive degree in the home islands, I can actually start to focus my efforts on improving things elsewhere instead. Tolerant. Right, the colony's done. I can continue expanding my way across Mongolia and Manchuria. Or at least that's what it's called at the moment. I'm not sure how it's gonna look if and when it changes. First to the agricultural revolution. And I'm not actually losing any innovativeness. I am one of the most advanced countries in the world. 41, 43, 44. 37, 41, 38. I definitely need to start focusing mill points since This seems like a good idea. I think I'm gonna make my air general, actually. Okay. In the hopes of losing the air, because if that occurs, then it is decently likely that I'll get a new one. That's simply better for ruling. Better suited for ruling. Bingo now has a marketplace. Oh yeah, I have been ignoring this spot for such a long time. Wait, no, this is it's a merchant's guild. There's multiple bingos. I can grab firelocks. That gets me cohorn mortars. Next up with the standard uniforms, which improves quite a few things, which is good. Since I can only colonize adjacent land, though, my next colony will have to be up here. At least along the Siberian coastline. Part of its rules. On how it functions. Local fortifications, hey. That's your farming efficiency. Okay. More farming efficiency. Really? 2,300 ducats in the farming efficiency here? I probably should improve the trade dock. Goes to Kazu. Where is that even? Doesn't know that there's there's buildings all over the province names too. Okay, fine. I'll go look. Oh. I guess this province could start using roads too. It's not even a full ducat. Why bother? also need to check to see if there's any cheap advisors. Yep. Problem is current one reduces Miltech costs. It's not by a large amount, but it's still valuable enough for me to keep it around a little longer. Wait, no, I just grabbed tech, so not nearly as valuable as it otherwise would be to just keep it around. First is also the question of how much money do I spend on my military? 142. That's only 2.5%, so a 40th and a 40th of 142. Yeah, it's not worth 16 ducats. Besides, a little bit of extra manpower means I'll be getting more manpower per month for use on projects. But I should at the very least these new provinces get myself fishing ports set up. They do have less unrest, however, better communication just makes sure that nothing happens. Just threaten my rule there. There are now attempts of a revolution in the Ottomans. For the Ottomans. Of course, it will probably end just like the other ones. With a whimper. So that I don't even notice. But you never know. This time might prove to be the exception. Or it might not. Missionary is almost done too. And the general has increased their siege skill, which is nice. I don't care enough anymore. By this point, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Since I've got plans for a good from every kind of thing. I should also think about right. Then trade screen to see if there's any new ones with the good, with the tier 2 good. Doesn't seem like it. This could be up here. Nope. Maybe it just ended up in a province that already had a warehouse. That's perfectly reasonable. This province has enough. I had this province for a long while. And it's definitely fine with a university. Now, if it were under Greater Nobles, it would be a different story, but it's not under Greater Nobles, so I do not care. Those to you. just this province over here. Okay. The only way to improve transportation is to improve the harbor. This one's fine. But it doesn't have enough development in order for it to have that, so... You know what? Just build up the city. Zeus here. I don't know where that is. Moving on. This province still actually has tribals left over. It's not fully integrated yet. However, it does have a severe degree of autonomy reduction. If the tribals present means once the tribals are finally gone, this province is just going to have really, really good communication. I should get trade up too. Besides, it's cheap to build in this province. There's not really any good reason not to build something here, other than for the fact that it has extremely poor communication. But I can work on fixing that. Anyway, now that this province is done, I can go ahead and build a trade wharf, which will get better communication just about everywhere, at least in the nearby places. Religious tensions. That's great. These are all equally mediocre. Corruption is rather close to the resting point, so I'm willing to take half a point of corruption. Since, from the looks of it, I'm less than about 1 corruption away from the resting point. So my resting point should be around 23. Casual literacy is still spreading slowly, but it's getting there. 1774. It's in their capital. 1775. Yep. Well, hopefully, well, maybe it's going to come in a bit faster through some other means. And perhaps it will start getting spread from art centers. But until then, there's nothing I can do about it, which is great. Alright, that's one navy completed. I probably should get another 30 and then split the stack in half. Just keep building new fleets, because I'm going to need multiple in order to deal with everyone's ships. Oh, okay. Oh, these two were annexed by Tianwan. So Tianwan might actually be making efforts towards integrating them. Huh. Well, now they're only allied with Min, which is a lot larger. However, okay, they're major rank. By this point, they probably have a decent-sized force limit. Especially considering they have this massive city over here. Anyway, I will be seeing you again tomorrow. Oh, I probably should start that a little bit later because I don't have anything to say at the very end. Alright then, I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, bye.